If you're noticing that your teeth are more yellow, more dull, maybe they're chipping more often while you're going through perimenopause or menopause, you are not alone. This is a very common symptom. But after I learned how to whiten and brighten my teeth naturally with this Ayurvedic approach, I went back to my dentist a year later. He looked at my teeth and he said, "Why are your teeth so white? I don't remember whitening them for you." And I'm going to share with you exactly what I do to keep my teeth white, bright, and my gums healthy. But honestly, there was one practice that made all the difference, and it was So I had looked into whitening my teeth years and years ago. I had talked to my dentist because my teeth were getting yellow. I didn't know this was a common symptom of perimenopause. But after I learned how to whiten and brighten my teeth naturally with this Ayurvedic approach, I went back to my dentist a year later, and the dental hygienist looked at me and she said, "What are you doing?" And so she called the dentist over. He looked at my teeth and he said, "Why are your teeth so white? I don't remember whitening them for you." I said, "Well, I've been doing these Ayurvedic practices to keep my teeth white, but honestly, there was one practice that made all the difference, and it was oil pulling." And he said, "I've heard of oil pulling. What is it? How do you do it?" So I explained to him, and I'm going to share exactly how to do oil pulling along with many other practices that I do day in and day out to keep my teeth healthy, my gums healthy, and whiter teeth. One thing you may have already figured out on your own, but if your teeth are looking yellow and they're more dull or they're more prone to chipping, chances are that your hair, your nails, your bones, and your cartilage are also suffering, because the hair, nails, bones, teeth, and cartilage are all part of one tissue layer in Ayurveda. It's called Dhatu. And when this tissue layer goes out of balance, yes, your teeth become more dull and yellow, your hair becomes drier and brittle, your nails aren't looking so great, and even though you can't see your bones and cartilage, it could be a sign of decreasing bone density. So we definitely want to make sure that we are addressing this issue in Dhatu. And I'm going to share with you the Ayurvedic approach to nourish this tissue layer from the inside out. But first, I want to share with you the 3 things that you should avoid if you want to have a whiter, brighter smile. Number 1, you want to avoid harsh products. Chemical toothpaste, chemical mouthwashes. These harsh chemical toothpaste and mouthwashes, they claim to be good for your oral health, but they're actually stripping the good bacteria from your mouth. The second thing you want to avoid, although I know it is so tempting because you see the before and after pictures of these chemical whiteners, conventional whitening is too harsh for your enamel. And for a lot of people, it can result in lasting tooth sensitivity. And the third thing, we want to avoid eating a very acidic diet. Now, there's certain foods that create a very acidic environment in our system. Number 1 is sugar. I know it tastes good, but your teeth do not love sugar. It promotes tooth decay. It also promotes inflammation. And when there's inflammation in your body, it can create an environment in your mouth that leads to yellowing of the teeth. So what other types of foods lead to an acidic environment in your body? Too much protein. Now, I'm not against protein. We need protein. But the amount of protein that we're being told to eat is off the charts. You can't go down an aisle in your grocery store where you don't see protein added to this and protein added to that. It is everywhere. And from an Ayurvedic perspective, all of this protein we're being asked, even in isolate form, like protein powders, protein bars, it's creating a lot of acid in your body. So what happens when you have a lot of acidity in your body? Well, your body has to come back into balance somehow, and it has a natural process of doing that. It leaches calcium from your bones. I'm going to say that again. It's very important, because we've been told these high protein diets are actually good for our bones. They're good for bone health. The reality is the countries with the highest amounts of protein in their diet have the largest amount of hip fractures. You would think that would be opposite. It turns out that high protein diets, I'm talking very high protein diets, actually can make your bone strength weaker because of this leaching effect that happens. The calcium comes out of your bones. Now, you will also notice that a lot of high protein diets, it affects your teeth. Your teeth can actually start to deteriorate because of the acidic environment in your mouth. And the other obvious one is alcohol. I'll keep it simple. Just know that your teeth, your gums, the environment in your mouth, your microbiome in your mouth does not thrive on alcohol. There's one more tip that I wanted to share with you about what to avoid to have whiter, brighter teeth, and that is mouth breathing. I could not do a video on teeth whitening if I didn't address the factors of mouth breathing. So if you are a mouth breather, just think about it. There's no filter. Everything from the air is coming in, and this can create a lot of acidity and it can affect the microbiome in your mouth. One of the best things that you can do to whiten your teeth is to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose all day, all night. Now, if you're a mouth breather at nighttime, I highly recommend starting the practice of mouth taping. If you've never tried mouth taping, it sounds alarming. Why would anyone want to tape their mouth shut at night? It sounds dangerous. It's not. I just put a small little square of mouth tape right here. I can easily open my mouth if I need to. You will have deeper sleeps. You will wake up feeling more refreshed and you won't be thirsty in the morning because your mouth has been closed all night. If you're nervous to try it at night, just try wearing one a little piece in the day just so you notice that if you really needed to open your mouth, you could open it. Taping your mouth at night is one of the best things that you can do for your microbiome in your mouth and your health. Study after study shows that mouth breathers have higher levels of inflammation in their body, poorer sleeps, and more difficulty losing stubborn weight. All right, so by now I know you're saying, just tell me how to keep my teeth white. Let's get into the tips, an Ayurvedic approach to keeping your teeth white and bright. Number one, you want to start a daily practice of oil pulling. If you've never heard of oil pulling, you're in for a treat. It is very easy to do and it will make such a difference. Now there's a specific way of doing it and also a specific oil to try. Because I tried two different oils. I tried unrefined organic sesame oil for oil pulling for one entire year. And then year two, I did an entire year of oil pulling with unrefined organic coconut oil. Which one was the winner? Hands down, the coconut oil made my teeth whiter. Both are amazing oils for oil pulling, but if you're wanting to whiten your teeth, the coconut oil helps to break down the stains on your teeth much better than the sesame oil. How do you do oil pulling? If you're just starting out, I would recommend doing half a tablespoon, but you can make your way up to a tablespoon of coconut oil. I don't measure it, I just stick a spoon in the jar every day, and I'll tell you exactly the right times to do this. You put the coconut oil in your mouth, and if it's hard, if it's cold where you live, it will melt very quickly in your mouth, and you swish like this. It's called oil swishing or oil pulling because you pull the oil in and out through your teeth. So it's just like dental floss. It works so well. You're just swishing this oil and it's pulling the toxins from your cheeks, your gums. It is amazing for your oral health, way better than any mouthwash you can buy. Now, if you're just starting out, you probably will feel like, oh, I don't really like this. This is very odd feeling and you might want to spit it out right away. That is okay. You can work your way up to 15 minutes. And if you're thinking 15 minutes of holding oil in my mouth, I cannot do that. It does take some practice, but just start with a few minutes. Put the oil in your mouth, swish it around. The next step is to spit it out in a garbage can, not in the sink because it will clog your drain. Spit it out in the garbage can and rinse your mouth with warm water. Ideally, you do want to do it longer. I would say I do around 10 to 15 minutes of oil pulling, but I'm not just standing there going, I'm doing things while I'm doing that. I'm doing the dishes, I'm checking emails, I'm just doing some chores. I'm not a big fan of multitasking, but this is one of those things that is great for multitasking. Do your oil pulling while you're doing other things. Here's a little tip. I don't do this every time, but it does feel so nice when I do remember to do it. When you take your spoon of coconut oil, add 1 drop of peppermint essential oil, just 1 drop onto your spoon, put it in your mouth, and then start swishing. Your mouth feels so clean and refreshed. All right, tip number 2, I probably should have made this tip number 1 because you want to do this before you do oil pulling, and this is a tongue scraper. This is one of the best things that you can do for your oral health, especially if you have gingivitis. Oil pulling is amazing for gingivitis as well. But in the morning, you'll notice if you look in the mirror, you've got a coating on your tongue. If you have a very thick coating, that means you have a weak digestion and probably a lot of acidity in your body. Even if it's a thin coating, we want to scrape it off. I want you to think of that coating as garbage. If you think of your kitchen garbage, what if you never took out your kitchen garbage? It just sat in there for days. How would your kitchen feel? It'd feel smelly, dirty. You wouldn't want to even be in your kitchen. I want you to think of that coating on your tongue as garbage that needs to be taken out every single day. This is a basic tongue scraper. You can get them at your health food store. Most grocery stores carry them now, pharmacy, Amazon. There's different kinds. There's stainless steel, there's copper. Choose one that appeals to you. Now you want to do around, I always say around 10 scrapes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the side. And you can go around again. Scrape that into the sink and then rinse your mouth with warm water. Then do your oil pulling. The big bonus of starting tongue scraping is your food tastes better. This was an aspect I never even thought of, because if you are just eating food and you've got that coating on your tongue that's been sitting there for days and days, your food is going to taste dull. As soon as you scrape that off, your taste buds just kind of come alive and everything tastes better. All right, tip number 3, I want you to rinse with warm water after you eat. Anytime you eat, I want you to take a few sips of warm water and swish it in your mouth, just like oil pulling, and then spit it out. There's a few benefits to rinsing with warm water over cold water. It helps to remove stains easier, and just the process of swishing warm water in your mouth can help clear away some food between your teeth if you can't brush your teeth right away. This is great if you're out for dinner in a restaurant or somewhere where you're away from your toothbrush and toothpaste. Just rinse warm water right after you eat. All right, tip number 4 is every day. This is an Ayurvedic practice that I love. I want you to chew 1 tablespoon of whole sesame seeds. Why sesame seeds? Well, sesame seeds are one of the best foods that you can eat to nourish the Asthi. It was that tissue layer responsible for your hair, nails, bones, teeth, and cartilage. So eating sesame seeds every day will nourish all of those aspects of your body, but there's a very specific reason why we use sesame seeds in Ayurveda for the teeth. They help to whiten your teeth, but if you've ever tried to chew a tablespoon of raw sesame seeds, you know it takes some strength, some jaw strength. So not only does it help your jaw, it helps tone the muscles around your jaw, all around your face here. And it also is very good for gum health. You want to chew 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds until it's mush. I know no one likes to hear the word mush when you're eating, but we want to chew it, chew it, chew it. It takes a long time. The best time to do this is either with breakfast or with lunch. And of course, swallow the seeds. After you've chewed them really, really well, swallow them. That is one of the best things that you can do for your teeth. All right, tip number 5 is a strange one. I'm not going to lie. When I heard this Ayurvedic tip, I just thought that's not going to work. That's actually going to be the complete opposite of what would whiten my teeth, but it works. So it's creating a mixture of coconut oil and ground turmeric. There's this very specific ratio. Basically, it's 1 tablespoon of coconut oil for 1/4 teaspoon of ground turmeric. Put that in a little jar, mix it up. It will be bright orange. And then I want you to brush your teeth with this 3 times a week. Even once a week will help. And if you're thinking, I am not brushing my teeth with a bright orange turmeric paste, it's going to stain my teeth. It doesn't stain your teeth. You just have to try this to see the results for yourself. All right, tip number 6, I want to share with you exactly what I use to brush my teeth. I do really like an electric toothbrush, but I have a very soft bristle head. We don't want anything harsh because that can irritate the gums and can cause inflammation in the gums. So just very gently, you can use a regular toothbrush. I've switched to an electric toothbrush just in the last year and I really, really like it. But before that, I used a very, very soft toothbrush. This is just nice. My teeth feel so clean after using this electric toothbrush. How many times should you be brushing your teeth? I recommend brushing your teeth after every meal, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because we don't want those stains to start accumulating. We want to rinse our mouth with warm water and then brush your teeth if you can, if you're around your toothbrush right after you eat. I prefer a natural toothpaste. I'm just going to, so you can tell my toothpaste is natural because it comes in a jar. I don't use fluoride toothpaste. I don't use any chemicals in my toothpaste, so I use a natural toothpaste. I've tried many different kinds over the years, Ayurvedic toothpaste, fluoride-free toothpaste. They're all different, but you have to find a toothpaste that works well for you. The taste matters. I like mint toothpaste. And then another thing that I do use once in a while is a tooth powder. Now the tooth powder it adds that abrasive quality. So it's gentle, right? It's gentle. This one is Banyan Botanicals tooth powder. It's got a nice minty taste. It's got some charcoal in there as well. You know, when you exfoliate your face, if you do that, but the tooth powder is similar to that. It's just a nice exfoliant on your teeth just to remove some surface level stains. And the last tip that I'm going to share with you has to do with food. Okay, so we talked about in the beginning of this video how certain foods are very acidic. But what happens if you do not have a strong digestive system and you're creating digestive toxins? We call that ama in Ayurveda. These digestive toxins will affect your teeth. They will make them duller, more yellow, more prone to chipping. And one of the best ways to improve your digestive capacity, we call it digestive fire. One of the best ways to improve your digestive fire in Ayurveda is to eat warm, cooked, nourishing foods. So you do the best you can. I know a lot of you out there watching are eating a lot of salads, you're drinking a lot of cold smoothies. These are not great for your digestion. They actually put out your digestive fire. They're hard to digest. We want to nourish our body like all traditional cultures do with warm, cooked, moist food. This will have a direct impact on your teeth. Now, if you're curious to know, well, what foods are good for me? This is the beauty of Ayurveda. It's very individualized. So the foods that I would recommend to you could be very different than the foods that I would recommend to someone else. If you're curious about what foods would be good for you, you can head to my bio. There's lots of information to get started there. All right, beautiful ones, if you love this video, please subscribe, hit like, and leave a comment below with what topic you would love for me to cover next. Your feedback directly shapes the future of this channel. All right, beautiful ones, have an amazing day. Much love.